Live from WTVO 17 and your home team. Eyewitness News at 5 starts now.
The BMO Harris Bank Center is due for a facelift, and the improvements will extend far beyond the ice.
Rockford's Police Department recognizes officers for going above and beyond protecting our community. Some of the life-saving effort involved a recent high-profile violent crime.
It sounds like common sense, but sometimes I think common sense has left us at times.
Community leaders issue a warning after the COVID positivity rate nearly triples in a month. What needs to happen to get to the next phase of normalcy? Good evening, I'm Mimi Murphy.
And I'm Eric Wilson. Rockford Ice Hogs deepen their roots in the Forest City. The Blackhawks bought the team from Rockford area venues and entertainment.
The deal means millions of dollars in improvements to the Ice Hogs venue. Ari Bruckman joins us with what this means for the BMO Harris Bank Center. Ari?
Eric and Mimi, local residents can rest easy now that the Ice Hogs are officially staying in Rockford. Governor J.B. Pritzker held a press conference at the BMO Harris Bank Center to discuss the state's investment in the future of the Forest City.
Today, I am so proud to announce that we're investing in a stronger future for the city of Rockford by dedicating $13 million in state funding to revitalize the BMO Harris Bank Center.
Wednesday, the Rockford Area Venues and Entertainment Authority approved the sale of the Rockford Ice Hogs to the Chicago Blackhawks. That deal was contingent upon renovations being made to the BMO Harris Bank Center. In all, $23 million will be invested into the BMO. Pritzker says the state's decision to make a financial commitment for the renovations wasn't solely for the Ice Hogs.
While we work to get everyone vaccinated to overcome the pandemic health challenges, we must invest in job growth to overcome the economic challenges brought on by COVID-19.
Rockford Mayor Tom McNamara says these renovations will create opportunities for bigger events and performances to come to Rockford.
When you're a young person growing up in Rockford, one of the awesome opportunities that you have is to come to an event, come to a performance, come to an athletic event, and share that time with your family. And then you look out and you see these amazing athletes, these amazing performers, and it gives you something to aspire to.
McNamara tells me he's unsure when the funds from the state will be released, but says renovations will start right away.
We want to make these improvements as quickly as possible so that the Hogs and that partnership with the Blackhawks can really come in here and begin to enjoy a brand new facility.
While the mayor didn't give me an exact date for when Rockfordians can expect these renovations to be completed, he did say the project will last between 6 and 18 months. Mimi?
All right, thanks, Ari. Rockford police respond to a pair of robberies. The first happened around 10 this morning at Midland Bank on North Alpine. Investigators say this man entered the building and demanded money from a teller. The employee complied and gave the suspect an unknown amount of cash. Police say the man took off westbound on foot. A canine was used to track the scent, but the suspect has not yet been found. Investigators say the FBI is involved in the case.
It's mainly handled by RPD. We also call the FBI since it's a federally insured bank. So we assist them basically with the investigation. The FBI handles it from there.
Police would not say whether the suspect had a weapon. Maria Montessori School was placed on a brief lockdown during the investigation. About 2 hours later, officers were called to the Aldi on East State for reports of an armed robbery. Investigators say a man entered the store and demanded money. He ran away with a bundle of cash. Police described the suspect as a white man in his 30s, about 5'8". Aldi was closed for hours while investigators were on scene. Anyone with information on either robberies urged to contact Rockford Police. You can also leave an anonymous tip with Crime Stoppers.
Rockford first responders are recognized for their bravery during the mass shooting at Don Carter Lanes. 4 RPD officers received the Medal of Valor. Officers Jacoby Barron, Callie Hormig, Brendan Moore, and Fallon Watton were honored for their service December 26th. The group were the first officers on scene. 3 people died, 3 more were hurt in the attack. Chief Dan O'Shea says the officers' actions saved lives.
In the face of active gunfire, all 4 of these officers charged into danger in complete disregard for their own safety to save others. There is no doubt that their response saved many innocent lives.
The officers also received customized game-worn Ice Hogs jerseys.
New beginnings are coming for the Rockford Police Department. We told you yesterday Rockford Police Chief Dan O'Shea announced he'll retire from the force at the end of the month.
Alexis Carpello sat down with Chief O'Shea today. She shares how he's worked to build relationships in the community.
Rockford Police Chief Dan O'Shea will turn in his badge April 30th. After 5 years leading RPD, he says progress has been made to reduce crime in the city, thanks in large part to better community involvement. In 2016, when O'Shea started as chief, he says his goal was to get all officers interacting with residents. He credits the success of the department not to himself, but those serving with him.
Leading a police organization in a very diverse community and a very diverse police department it's got challenges, there's no doubt. But the next leader has to be someone who has broad breadth knowledge of all facets of policing, and they have to be someone who firmly believes and will push what I've been pushing for 5 years, getting involved in the community.
Coming up tonight at 9 and 10, Chief O'Shea shares some of the highs and low points of his time in the Forest City, as well as where he thinks the new chief hired from. Reporting in Rockford for your home team, I'm Alexis Carpello.
Rockford City leaders are frustrated as COVID cases continue to rise in Winnebago County. Region 1's testing positivity rate is currently at 6.2%. That's up from 2.5% on March 6th. Health officials say more people are letting their guards down amid optimism surrounding the vaccine. This has led to an increase in positivity rates, hospitalizations, and severity of cases. All three need to decrease to get the state's bridge phase.
Just last week, I said that the next 6 to 8 weeks are going to be really impactful and really critical to our community in our fight against COVID-19. That's still very true. We need to right now just simply make smart choices. One of those smart choices is if you don't feel good, stay home.
Health officials say nearly 20% of Winnebago County community has been fully vaccinated against COVID-19.
Forest City students will reap the benefits of the American Rescue Plan.
We've told you about Governor Pritzker's plans for the $7 billion in education relief headed to Illinois. Today, he made a stop in Rockford to talk about the Illinois Renewal Resource Guide. Michelle Rave joins us with a recap.
The COVID-19 pandemic certainly had a domino effect on all local schools, from teachers to parents and most importantly, the students, who had a year no one could predict. Governor J.B. Pritzker visited Ellis Elementary School to announce Rockford Public Schools will receive $220 million in federal funding to improve education. Schools across Illinois will get a portion of the $7 billion to support students as they return to the classroom. After a year of remote and hybrid learning during the pandemic, Harlem School District will receive $22 million and Belvedere School District will receive $14 million.
The state's P20 Council has developed expert guidance for navigating this long period of disruption with the Illinois Learning Renewal Resource Guide. That includes things like tutoring and counseling and investing in mental health.
Coming up at 6, we'll hear from RPS 205 Superintendent Dr. Aaron Jarrett about the importance these federal dollars will have in improving the quality of education for RPS students. Eric?
Thank you, Michelle. A Rockford youth soccer team has more space thanks to a donation. The Puri Foundation donated a $680,000 plot of land to the Rockford Raptors. The property will be home to a training facility complete with new fields, a clubhouse, training room, and a rooftop patio. Raptors administration say the space will allow the team to add new events they wouldn't otherwise be able to host. The land is located on Lyford Road in Rockford. Rockford City Council will have some fresh faces after yesterday's consolidated election.
Coming up, we break down voter turnout and meet 2 new aldermen.
Plus, Governor Pritzker weighs in on what's holding up construction of Rockford's Hard Rock Casino. What he has to say about that coming up at 6.
Temperatures made it into the upper 70s before the rain moved in earlier today. We've got a break, but another round of showers and thunderstorms expected later tonight. We've got the timing of that and a cooler pattern setting in. That is all coming up in your most trusted forecast a little later.
You're watching Eyewitness News, your home team, with Eric Wilson, Mimi Murphy, Sports Director Scott Leber, and Chief Meteorologist Candice King.
Many Rockford families will have new people representing them when making decisions at the local level.
Voter turnout for yesterday's election was relatively low, but better than numbers from 2 years ago. Nearly 11% of voters in Winnebago County cast a ballot. Rockford participation was also at 11%. Over 15% in Boone County, and Stevenson County had the greatest turnout at 17%. In Rockford, we caught up with the new 12th Ward Alderman, Gina Meeks. She says rebuilding the damage left by COVID is a top priority.
Helping our local businesses, pull themselves out of, the COVID pandemic that we're in. So we really want to focus there and figuring out what the resources are that our businesses need. We want to focus on growth in the area. And I really want to bring, a level of communication back to the ward that I think is so important for people to really know what's going on.
Meeks replaces Ginger Hanley, who filled in for John Beck after he passed away last year. Beck served the Forest City's 12th Ward for almost 2 decades.
Another new face on City Council will be 14th Ward Alderman-elect Mark Bonney. The Democrat takes the seat left vacant by Joe Chiarelli. Chiarelli was elected Winnebago County Board Chairman in November. Bonney says he will focus on fighting blight in the 14th Ward and making constituents feel safe in their neighborhoods.
Crime is on most people's mind, and we talked about expanding the Rock House program, where the city purchases homes in problematic neighborhoods, and police officers live there rent-free as a deterrent to crime. And I talked with the mayor about expanding that program farther east into hopefully the 14th Ward.
Bonney defeated Republican challenger Mark Stefanik with more than 52% of the vote.
Well, this morning, sunshine's replaced by clouds and rain.
Storms could be sticking around the next few days. Candice is in after the break to time it all out. Stay with us.
Now, your first warn weather forecast with Chief Meteorologist Candice King.
Well, things started off dry, but then we had a band of rain and thunderstorms come in late this morning and through much of early afternoon. But that band of rain and thunderstorms weakened a bit as it moved a little bit further into northwest and north central Illinois. We did have a couple of thunderstorms roll through southern DeKalb County and then out to the east. Things are a bit more quiet out there, and we are going to stay fairly quiet for the next few hours before round number 2 comes in later tonight and stays with us during the overnight. Now, that first band of rain coming in didn't really amount to much for a lot of us. More of the accumulating rainfall staying confined to the west over west central and northwest Illinois, where we actually had a little bit more rain come down. Again, we're going to stay dry for the next few hours, but watching another band of thunderstorms firing up ahead of that low pressure system out in Iowa and then extending back into Missouri. It's out here that the risk for severe weather is going up, and you already see that severe thunderstorm warning out ahead of that line. By the time this moves in our direction, not expecting really any severe weather, but have to watch a couple of thunderstorms that might have some gustier winds associated with those, and this would likely come through after about 8 or 9 o'clock this evening. So let's plan that out here as we go through the night tonight. Notice we're dry up until about 8, 9 o'clock this evening. That's when that band of thunderstorms, mostly rain, because we're actually going to be losing a bit of the instability from what we kind of built up here earlier today. So that is going down as the sun does set. So there might be a few isolated thunderstorms associated with that, and that'll stick with us through about the midnight hour. We might get another surge coming in before sunrise tomorrow of more scattered rain showers. That as the low pressure system actually now is moving overhead. And then we'll keep a few scattered showers in the forecast through the afternoon, but there is a little dry air that gets tugged in, so we might not see quite as widespread rain for tomorrow afternoon. Then another slug of moisture coming in tomorrow night, a few light showers going into Thursday night. Same thing for the first half of Friday. We'll keep a couple of lighter showers that'll take us into Friday evening, but then drying out once we head into Friday night. Temperatures made it into the upper 70s, but once the rain came in, you probably felt the cooling take place as our numbers dropped off into the 60s. But now that we're drying out and we've got some breaks in the cloud cover, we're starting to see those temperatures go back up. At 72 in Rockford, Janesville, 70 in Rochelle, still at 65 in Freeport and Monroe, 68 our weather watcher Ben in South Beloit. A little sticky up there with that dew point temperature almost near 60 degrees. 68 for Ken in Belvedere and 64 for Mike just north of Forston. Had a 1/10 of an inch of rain come down from earlier today. Some breaks in the cloud cover. A live look with our Mercial Skytrack camera up in Beloit. Temperatures tonight down around 50. 57 degrees. We'll see that next round of rain come in after 8, 9 o'clock this evening. That'll stay with us through tomorrow morning. Cooler, though, for tomorrow afternoon. We're still above average, though, 63 degrees. But you notice through the next couple of days, temperatures will drop off a bit. We've got another chance for rain coming in. Might even hear a few thunderstorms. This will be Saturday afternoon into Saturday night. Drying out for Sunday up to 62. But guys, look what happens next week. Our temperatures then, they cool off. We're back into the 50s and we could stay below average through the middle of April.
Wait a minute. What are those 50s doing back on the 7-day? Thanks, Candice. The Ice Hogs will host the Chicago Wolves tonight. The big story, as we told you earlier in this newscast, is the sale of the Ice Hogs by Rave to the Blackhawks. That's a done deal.
Yeah, they still have legal work to get finished, and the AHL Board of Governors will need to approve the transfer of ownership in May, but you can bank on that happening. Blackhawks chairman Rocky Wirtz and CEO Danny Wirtz were here this morning. Scott Leber was able to capture their vision of how they want to operate this franchise.
The Ice Hogs have been affiliated with the Blackhawks since 2007. The Blackhawks have overseen the player side of things with their prospects here. Now the Blackhawks will oversee every aspect of the franchise.
We've always had the players and the player development, but now what we can do is do on the business side and also be part of the community. So I'm excited to, it's like a 360 approach.
To have it kind of fully part of the Blackhawks family and enterprise is really special, and we just think that that allows us to do so much more with the brand and do so much more with the organization.
The Blackhawks' current affiliation agreement with the Ice Hogs was due to expire after this season. The Blackhawks could have looked elsewhere for an AHL affiliate, or they could have perhaps attempted to move this franchise out of Rockford. Rocky Wirtz says those options have never been a consideration.
We love the community. We're Illinois people. We're not going anywhere. We're not going to move out of the state, and we weren't going to move Rockford, the Ice Hogs out of state.
So what changes might Ice Hogs fans see in the future with the Blackhawks running the show?
You know, the world's changing, so we are trying a lot of new things at the Blackhawks, from mobile and digital to content and all the kind of best practices that we have worked on at the Blackhawks. We hope to bring to the Ice Hogs so they can get more access to players, more visibility as to what's going on with the team, and then hopefully the fan experience is really that much more exciting.
Some fans have already expressed concern that ticket prices might jump significantly under the Blackhawks.
What we want to do is make this a fan-friendly place, and you can't do that by gouging the fans and raising ticket prices.
And what about the Ice Hogs name? Will that stick, or will the Blackhawks opt for a different name?
It's not something we're considering right now. Again, we're trying to get our arms around the organization and really learn about what is important to the fans here, and just try to make this brand, you know, bigger and better than it ever has been.
The Blackhawks have agreed to a 15-year lease for the Ice Hogs to continue playing at the BMO.
Stay here. Candice has a weather update before we leave you.
Interactive radar brought to us by Rockford Auto Glass and More. We had some showers and even a couple of thunderstorms come through earlier today. A little break in some of the activity for us this evening, but we'll see round number 2 come in later tonight. That'll continue into tomorrow and Friday with a few scattered showers. Not a complete washout, but you see the temperatures falling back 50s then by next week.
All right, thanks, Candice.
And thank you for spending some of your time with us. Stay safe.